I like to show you guys that when I am forward and when I bring my thoughts to all of you, I like to let you know a suggestion from me about how I feel you guys should follow in advice of perspective, how you take yourself, a way of life, stuff like that, because I'm not always telling you guys how you should carry yourselves, but I am letting you know what I think is for the best. So, for this ACN Clear, I am going to tell you guys something that maybe no one else on YouTube probably has the guts to say, or they probably just think that they don't see themselves putting it out because if they don't put out this single thought, then maybe they're not going to get flamed for it. And they'd rather sit and not have to deal with it. But I'm going to be the one to actually let this out because I don't see anyone else on YouTube talking about this. And that is that I never liked vloggers who bother people, especially consistently running pranks. Now, I'm going to make a way of carrying this about a list format, just like my last clear. And that's because I have a few people to name off. And that's because I built up this way of wanting to speak out against feeling like I can't sit with the behavior of these people on YouTube. And I feel like I need to speak about this to y'all and let y'all know that this isn't the way to go. Because a lot of these people, they are grown, man. They are like grown adults, bro. And it's just pathetic to me. Like what they do, it feels pathetic. Because a lot of the time, the thing about these people, they're usually doing this stuff to parents and grandparents. You know, everyone's used to the Home Depot pranks and all that, but this is just anywhere those people are specifically going to get, like, mostly chosen to be, like, bothered and all that. And, taking the time out of your day to bother some people, it's just sad, man. And I want to really share who I want to single out for all these because I have some people to list off. But to do that, I'm going to have to be going to private tab. This is how I do things. When I don't want to give people my view, when I don't want to give people a moment of even giving them a view, I take it to watching them privately or getting to display them privately because, hey, I don't even want to let these people have a view from me in a public account. I just want to share stuff just to get it shared. They don't deserve my view, bro. So that's how it's going to be. This is going to sound a little funny the way I bring it out the first time. But I personally feel like Canel Joseph is someone that I've enjoyed for his pranks. Now, I know some people are probably going to say, hey, like, why do you enjoy one person's pranks, but everyone else's pranks, you don't like what they do? That's because Canel Joseph does stuff where he doesn't always, like, have he gives himself a limit. Canel Joseph gives himself a limit to how much he's going to, tug at people. Other people probably don't do that, but Canel Joseph, I see that he limits himself and he always just tells them, hey, have a good day. That's usually what he's done in his, like, stuff that's been, like, his recent stuff. Anything he's been doing, like, in the last few years. He's been making himself be, like, coming off as not bothering someone so much, only, like, a light way of doing it, is what I'd say. And the thing is, the names I'm going to list off here, they're going to be names of people who Canel Joseph associates with. And that means that I don't always like all the people that someone has on their content or on their channel. And that's okay. That happens with anybody. You always have some people that you just don't mess with that are a part of other groups or a part of other people's contents that they feature in. And that goes for this too. Definitely. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share a few people one by one. First vlogger to mention is Loaf. Now, I understand that a lot of people see that, like, there are people that have, like, dynamics with other people that they're partnered with or, like, look iconic together. Canel Joseph does have his moments with Loaf, and I see that, and just like he has moments with Jadeon and other people. But here's the thing. I have always seen, no matter what, Loaf always looks like he comes across as an asshole. no matter when he's bothering people, it seems like he has this attitude that he just puts on display. And I'm like, I just don't see what other people see in this being like content that they get, I don't know, inspired by, or like eating up and enjoying like it's the best entertainment that they've seen, you know? And that's the thing. It's how you come across on camera, and some people just don't mess with that. I don't mess with that. And with that, I gotta show this off. So with Loaf, he's been very real to his own audience. And I understand that. But here's the thing, when you have videos like this, when you have like his own vents and things that he's placed out for himself, being real to his audience, I understand people having empathy for someone saying like, "Oh, I have real emotions. I've had real depression. I've had all that stuff." But you know, here's the thing. Anybody can have those things. And I don't see someone differently just because they've put out their own vents and their own stuff to show that they have very real emotions. Everybody has very real emotions. Just because Loaf puts out this stuff of saying, "Hey, I've had depression and YouTube's helped me out a lot with not knowing my place and what I want to do," stuff like that, and you know, he's let that out a lot to his audience. It doesn't mean you're supposed to side with what he does. It doesn't mean you're supposed to see his stuff and be like, "Oh, okay, now I get Loaf's attitude." I feel like what he gives out is tough shit for people to either like or not like. They either fuck with it or they don't fuck with it. And it's all about who you are, your age range, where you are in life, and like what you see in entertainment, stuff like that. Because I get why people would, you know, like anybody who has attitude or anything, or still like bothers the public or whatever in their vlogs. And I get why that would still happen. But I feel like when I'm older and I find out that, hey, these people are around my same age range, and you don't know how long they're going to hold this together as being a staple of their personality online, you're like wondering how long they're going to stick with this. And that's the thing. I'm going to get into people who have differences in their age range, differences in their like personality, how they look and how they come across. So Loaf is just the first example, and according to how we're going, this is going to be a little bit different how it's going to go. So second blogger to mention, Kendrick Curry. And right here, I got the prime example of why I don't fuck with Kendrick Curry. Kendrick Curry is someone who also sides with Canal Joseph, but comes across as very much more focused on getting the prank in. Also because of how he directs his own content. See, his pranks, I feel like they're harmful to people. I feel like they're harmful to bothering people and bothering people that matter. Like, I shared this to when sharing thoughts about this to somebody, I told them about how I have a lot to drill into with this coming up. And so I'm going to show off a few examples of behavior in these videos that's going to let you know why I don't mess with these people and why they don't have the ability to contribute anything positive, mostly positive, to a fan base or, you know, the people online. Let's just see how Kendrick Curry handles his most popular of prank styles, which is the drive-through headset pranks. Now with these, let me just go to the freaking highlight of the video. How he handles using these pranks also doesn't really get into until a good portion of the video, which is usual for him. Doing these just seems like it's gonna be like something that you got to see out of how he defines it in his own right. So here we got like the first part where it pretty much shows up. See how he takes this, how he handles it along.
Until she loses weight, give that bitch Ozempic. Bitch, did you order Ozempic?
Bro, we had two cameramen in the
fucking
front
terrible,
seat.
bro.
They look this way, we're so fucked.
Nah, and for the thumbnail, do you just post photos? What the hell are you doing?
Listen,
what did I say about that, bro? This is the 5th time.
Bro, it's been, yeah, I'm sorry. We're both in the back seat. It's like the heat of the moment, you know what I mean?
Okay, someone's here.
I'll give you some extra meat, nigga. How can I help you?
Yes, can you possibly put the chicken pot pies here?
Let's see my 1080.
Hell no.
Let's say 1080. 720. Let's boost this just a little bit.
Sorry?
We ain't got that shit no more.
No, for 1 second. Please put on the second one up.
I won't watch this too long. I'm just trying to show y'all his typical
I
behavior
already know. Someone
of these pranks.
Yo, this is so funny, right? You just
Alright,
This
It's
is so
funny
funny,
when-
y'all. What the hell, dude? Let's listen to that again. Wait, let's listen to that again. That is like, that's the childish shit I've ever heard. What the fuck?
Yo, this is so funny, right?
This is so fun. Oh my gosh, bro. That's what I cannot believe out of like the mentality in these, because Kendrick Curry has a lot of these, and he tags people along to these pranks. But here's the thing, man. Let's say Kendrick Curry did this to somebody who was in a drive-thru, and he stays in these spots for a while trying to get the content out, trying to get the clips out. Let's say he's there for a while, right? And let's say one of your family members was there. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, maybe even your girlfriend, you know? Some loved one was there, right? Let's say that he messed with them, he hijacked the headset, and then they come back to you saying, hey, somebody hijacked the headset when I was trying to order. They called me names. Now, you could say that you enjoy this content, but if it was your family members or your loved ones, somebody who's being targeted by this, literally in the moment, probably made them cry, you're gonna think that shit was like unacceptable. You would probably go to the drive-thru, go to the location, find out where it was at, see if they're still there. If you had a heart, you would do that, and you would not think the other way around. You would not even think about the perspective of just being the viewer enjoying the video. Dude, if this happened to you, if this happened to one of your family members, if this happened to your mom, bro, our moms are the most emotional people we know. Our moms are some of the people who we would do the most for. If this happened to your mom, what would you go out and would you try and like locate, you know, scout out if they're still there and seeing what you could do? Because that's what I'm thinking about the most. When I think about myself being elevated above this stuff, I think about what I would see in me being wiser than this, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to show off a little demonstration of something. It'll be a minute. All right, so this is a demonstration to show off what it's like for a viewer to do this scenario to Kendrick Curry. Let's say that a viewer was heading over here because their mom said that they got insulted in the drive-thru by a hijacker of the headset. Now, they walk over to this car in the parking lot. They say, hey, man, are you the one with the headset? Come on, show yourself, show your face. You got the person with the headset running down their window. Hey, bro, it's me, Kendrick Curry. What's up? And then the person actually is a viewer. They go, oh man, Kendrick Curry, I want your vids. My bad, bro. They walk off after probably getting paid for Kendrick Curry. They say, oh man, I can't believe why I went over here. Man, I just met Kendrick Curry. That's exactly how I feel like the attention span and the mentality of viewership goes when actually putting yourself in the shoes of someone who pretty much got pranked. And quote unquote pranked, because you know they were actually freaking probably berated, whatever, by people who freaking feel like they wouldn't even think about themselves and what they would do if this was put upon one of their family members. Because let's say this happened to Kendrick Curry's, you know, own mom. What would a prankster do, or how would they even feel if their own family member was a target of one of these, you know, shameless freaking pranks? Because you gotta think about the perspective of what you would do or how you would feel if your own family member was a part of this. That's the thing I think about, man. That's what I think about, honestly, when it comes to all this, man. I mean, you got people who are doing this and not even considering how it would come across if it was your own loved one that was going through this. If your own loved one got attacked and, you know, insulted harshly about themselves, about their, maybe even their body type when they're going just trying to get their food. And I'm like, how can you not be considerate about your own self? How can you not be considerate about the people that you're doing this to and how you would feel yourself about it? Because that's crazy. I can't even think about how sensible I am for this and how this doesn't come across to people who do this kind of stuff, especially Kendrick Curry himself. So I'm going to show off another way that Kendrick Curry pranks. But he has the same type of behavior, just messing with the public and just not being really considerate about anybody, man. I can't believe that this is like the dumbest behavior I've seen, and it's like the things that I'm even checking out are stuff that I'm looking down on so heavily. Because, all right, let's take a look at seeing how this is represented with his other style of prank. But of course, he has to rage bait in his thumbnails as well. Let's just analyze how this is handled. The management of handling your own channel, also handling thumbnails like this, really sad to see because you know how much you're rage baiting to show people that you're calling people names and all this stuff. But in the video, you're still teasing people. But see, this is like crazy how it's even handled, especially in thumbnails, man. Captioning your thumbnails in this way, it's just stupid. It's just putting on the image that you want to represent, that you're not someone that is totally like the right example, or even like a I don't know, a role model, whatever. Because anybody can have an audience, but this is how it's gonna be with seeing their behavior, and if you look down on them, it's how you think that you're wiser. So we also got the walkie-talkie prank. Let's take a look at this and see how he actually goes about this. One thing I just don't like about his videos is how he uses the vlog format to just take the prank as part of the video and just stalling to make it only its own segment. Let's see if this is it.
I can't see.
All right, is this it? I can't tell for sure.
We have for real.
All right. Yep, drugs on good at all chat. Let's not promote drugs. All right, this is it. Yeah, drugs on good at all chat. I really dislike the use of anybody who even like shows that in their content as part of the lifestyle. And let's just see and look down on how Kendrick
back into the progress of everything. But in the meantime, y'all know Amazon is my very best friend. I've got me a walkie-talkie. You can see where we are. We are at Super Target. And this walkie is able to connect. We finna mess with some people in here. And also my boy Day.
What's going on, y'all?
With me. I don't want to do too much talking. I'm gonna just mess with some people. Let's get into it. Hey, I have a customer looking for extra small condoms.
I'm not gonna look this too long, but
oh shit.
It's actually, hijacking and you could say all this is illegal. That's not the main point. The main point is just how far you go to just really mess with people's jobs, mess with the public, mess with
Can you get off your lunch and help me
hardworking people,
condoms, please?
employees. And think about how you look yourself. I mean, this does not look bold, man. This does not look bold in the slightest. And I've been wanting to say for a long time that this feels pathetic. I don't know why people don't speak more about, like, the people at the forefront who have the biggest followings. Kendrick Curry, Love, alongside Canal Joseph. People who do these pranks, and it's not just the TikTok prank stuff. It's real YouTube pranks that are also messing with the public, but no one else really talked about them, come forward and saying, hey, these are just, ridiculous. And I got a little bit more to show off of, I guess, his influence. You see, it's probably the influence of Kendrick Curry directly that gives this off. I just found this in, like, my suggestions, but someone else did a drive-through prank, and they followed the same format. Look at how these thumbnails are placed, man. I'm probably not going to give this a view to show y'all another example. Y'all get the point, but it's just the inspiration and the influence. Like, take a look at how worse it looks when a younger person, younger than him, takes upon this format, does it, and is running along it, racking up views the same way, but, you know, taking all the worst parts of getting entertained and making people think that they should laugh at it. The saddest thing I think about this is that it's showing people an example of something that's okay to be laughed at. It's showing the youth, it's showing people who grow up on finding things to watch that it's okay to laugh at this. For the longest time I've been thinking, it's really tough to really see that this is what people are seeing as entertainment and what kids are learning is entertainment for them. And that it's alright to laugh at looking down on people for just trying to get their food when you're becoming the problem. Last vlog was to mention in the list, Ireland Boys Productions. Now, I have grown up with seeing that these guys were entertaining back in the day for me, but the problem is they had never really grown with their content. They have never allowed themselves to grow past the places they started too much. And you're supposed to grow with your audience. You're supposed to grow alongside your audience usually and let yourself have that growth to mature yourself. But these guys have consistently decided to stay much like children when they are getting older and when they are holding on to an editing style that is way too like outdated for, you know, even being entertaining anymore. It's all about high production thumbnails and a lot of very different kinds of behavior that they hadn't done in the years that I started checking them out, especially with what they dared to do. So I have a single video to show off that's actually segmented into two different things. One is the start of it, which is in a short, and the other was probably cut down in a video of its own kind where they kind of trimmed the beginning of it. I'm not even sure. So this is the start of the prank that shows off some of the deepest behavior and what their behavior is aged into for bothering people at all as part of their content.
Excuse me, ma'am. Oh. Sorry to scare you. What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Toyota RAV4.
Toyota RAV4? They're towing it right now.
No.
What color?
White.
White. They're towing it right now. You got to get out there right now. They're towing. Go, go, go. Excuse me, ma'am.
All right, so that's the start of it. And then we have the second thing. Y'all must have seen the eating guys with seat prank, but this is what the video consists of. And this behavior really makes me disappointed in what they've turned into. So you're going to see just how it is.
He's saying that they were going to tow my car.
But they're not going to tow you.
Because I'm in a
They're not?
handicap spot.
Oh, I don't, well, she's...
Is there a handicap
They
spot?
haven't towed it yet.
Yeah, but...
The tow truck's not here
But
yet.
where...
They're not here yet. You should be good. But it's mainly because I have a disability, so this is my spot.
Right, but
Okay, but where
how's
does
she
it
supposed
say
to know
that? How did I know that?
Well, it's because I have a disability, so I'm letting you guys know.
I mean, it doesn't really
Sure.
matter.
What
Yeah,
is
what
it?
is it?
It's disability to put these nuts in your mouth.
Just say that to an old lady.
Oh, I was letting you know.
Okay.
Not you.
Okay,
I'm
you put these
76.
nuts in your mouth and get the fuck out of here.
I will.
Okay, get
Can I get it? Can I get some?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Eat all.
Okay,
Go.
okay. Okay, okay.
Get out, dude.
Okay, I'm
Go
just
back
letting
to
you
your
know.
job.
Sorry, sorry.
Get the fuck out of here.
So, no, we're joking around. We're gonna buy your entire grocery cart.
Go get something more
We're
creative.
buying your entire grocery cart.
Creative, mother.
We're buying your entire grocery cart. No, we're buying your entire grocery cart for what happened. That's kind of like the deal.
I don't give a
We're paying for your entire grocery cart.
It's unforgivable.
I want to
That's
pay
what
for
it
your
is.
groceries. Okay.
It's unforgivable. And that's the thing about it. So the thing that I see as the biggest, I don't know, contrast or the biggest detail that makes the contrast to what you've just seen is that the Island Boys tried to make themselves become entertaining and also, transparent to their audience. What they did was they would actually sprinkle in here and there all the time their Christian values. There would be like a few like motivational quotes at the end of the outros, but that doesn't sit well with what you continuously do in the behavior you do now, especially with what it looks like and how bad it looks like. And when it comes to how you mess with like different age groups and what you do to them, especially that to that old woman. That was just like something that hurts me to see based on what they've brought along to their content. And this kind of stuff makes me feel really like disappointed in like seeing how some people have decided to run their content. And nowadays with the Iron Boys, it's a lot of it is pranks, and a lot of it is like pranks that go on a scale that I never thought I'd see out of them a few years back. Like it hasn't been this like way of like dropping care or empathy for people compared to what they used to do, where they didn't go to these far reaches, just kind of limited themselves back then and what they did. And that's just how it seems to me about what I see now. And it's tough to think about what everything is turning into with how you see how people have grown and what they've decided to do with their content as well. Because no matter what people say or do with supporting somebody and supporting what they currently do and what they make of themselves, I can always think to myself that if I feel like I'm wiser, then I'm wiser. If I feel like I'm above the use of continuously watching this content, then I think that I'm above it, because I had to find out that not long after watching this the first time and what they've done to like people and how they mess with people, it had me thinking that I found my limit. I found my my tolerance of how long I'm gonna hold on to what they can do, because I felt like, why am I still watching this? Why am I still watching somebody who's going to turn their behavior into something more unexpected in what they're going to be doing? And since I'm closing off the Ireland Boys, it feels much more different in how it's brought along, because their time on YouTube has really transformed, just all based on what they want to do. But they have not matured as well, and that's the tough part of like staying, like looking like you're staying behind with your content and not looking like you're growing and looking and acting your age, really. And that's the thing with some of these people. You see Kendrick Curry, you feel like he looks like he shouldn't even be doing this for his age. You look at Loaf, and I guess it seems understandable he'd be doing this for his age, but he definitely should mature about it. And it's how it all looks in the greater scale of seeing it beyond its own like bounding box. And that's what I think about it mainly. There's a lot of things that this contributes to and how people continue to watch you as well. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts on siding with me. You know, a comment section is probably only ever going to mostly side with agreeing on the main point of the video. And I feel like if you guys have something to say, then you're definitely going to tell me what you think out of these creators and what they feel like doing for running their content and how they've really like bothered the public. Because I guarantee you guys are going to feel more empathetic and definitely feel defensive and probably ready to fight if this was done to one of your loved ones, which is what I think is the greatest perspective to take out of this whole thing. And I feel like I've had enough of seeing how much it almost feels untouchable to touch on slandering people who vlog with this format. It feels like negative criticism isn't allowed against them, mostly because of what people have said about these people with their titles having millions of subs to their name. And I feel like that's something that is a test to see if you're resilient enough where, you know, I'm certainly not afraid of speaking on my opinion. And if you feel like you have to as well, then don't let anyone bury you down, and don't let anyone try and tell you that you're just a hater. This stuff is much more different to you when you've gotten as mature as I have. And I really want you guys to tell me how you agree, because I feel like it's been long overdue for anybody to be talking about how harsh and wrong it looks to be seeing what these people do, and it makes a lot of sense. So thank you guys for really checking this out. Thank you for checking out this segment of ACN Clear. You can suggest what you want me to touch on next in the comments below as well, and I will definitely look into that and reply to you guys telling my thoughts. But until then, ACN, we up.